Hi, it's Stuart Phillips in the interview room at guestradio.co.uk. Today on my show, I'll be interviewing Natasha Booth, who is the editor-in-chief at FACEON Magazine. For people that don't know, FACEON is a luxury published glossy for those in love with makeup. Hi, Natasha, how are you?
I'm very well, Stuart. How are you?
A bit cold, to be honest with you. I'm actually freezing my whatever off. It's freezing. Like, say, when I was here last time, I'm sure it was a lot warmer in the studio. Are you cold?
I'm absolutely freezing, not going to lie. Freezing.
We will warm you up, my dear girl. We'll warm you up.
Thank you, lovely. That's very nice of you.
So, I want to start right away with a magazine. I mean, how long have you been with a magazine for now?
Oh, goodness. I started the magazine, about 6 years ago now. And it was mainly through my students, because I also teach makeup as well.
Where'd you do that? Where'd you teach?
I used to teach at a adult education centre in my hometown Malden. Big up the Malden in Essex. And yes, I was a teacher there for about 6-7 years. I now do a little bit of temping now and then. But I asked my students to get me some nice makeup images, and they couldn't find anything. And here we are 6 or so years later.
So, I mean, how did it all start? Take me back to the very beginning.
Literally myself, carried it all by myself for about 2 years, and then met my business partner, Richard Sumner, and it has literally gone mental since then. But it started off pretty much like a pamphlet, tips and tricks. A few of my friends modelled for me, and now it's come to where it is today, and it's made a huge impact on the industry.
So your partners with Richard then? Are you both the sort of the directors of the company?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
He's amazing. It wouldn't have got where it is today without him, to be fair. He's amazing, and very much looking forward to sort of next year. We hit the newsstands next year, 2013, and it's going to be one phenomenal year for us. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, how did you and Richard meet then?
Got on like a house on fire. And it's something that he was always very interested in doing.
Yeah.
And I obviously had the prototype as such, and we've just worked together ever since.
Surely sort of most girls, well, we know they love makeups, you know.
Yeah.
So what makes FACEON Magazine such an essential tool? I mean, is there a lot of makeup magazines out there? I don't even know.
No, well, not in the UK. You can get them abroad and spend a small fortune on your post, but we primarily are the makeup artist magazine, if I can say that. It gives, for example, students a huge opportunity to, submit their work via our website, and FACEONmagazine.co.uk, just in case.
I was going to do that.
Okay, I'll do it again. And, anybody can submit their work, and that really does give students or any up-and-coming artists just that little bit of step in the right direction. So as a magazine, we accept any submissions. That's very rare, and we as a team, we look through every single submission. So it's very good for students, but we give tips and tricks, how they get that look. I often look at Vogue and think, how on earth did they get that look? And we actually explain it in step-by-step points. So it's very good sort of for education.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I think the importance as well is the look. I must say, I mean, I've seen your magazine a few times. The look is so colourful and bright, and it makes you want to open it. Do you know what I mean? Well,
absolutely.
I know you know what I mean, but it really is alive.
Yeah,
Every single issue I see, the colours are beautiful.
Yeah.
Who decides on that? Is that your job?
It's both of mine and Richard's, to
yeah.
be fair. We sometimes agree on some things, and
well, of course, that's normal.
Exactly. We discuss it, of course, as business people do.
Yeah.
But we usually, especially front covers, we see a front cover, we both just know it.
I must say, I did put in my salon about 2 months ago, and people were picking it up. I think it kind of shouts out a bit, doesn't it? It's quite loud.
It does, yeah.
And I think other glosses are taking note now. Well, I've been watching the growth of it.
Yeah.
Through Facebook, through Twitter, through whatever.
Absolutely.
I've just been watching it.
Yeah.
But it reminds me, I need some more copies for my salon, actually.
I'll send you a box, sweetie, that's fine.
Okay, I mean, you've worked with some of the largest makeup brands in the industry.
Yes.
So why do they come to you?
Again, because we give, very honest opinion, I will even give out to my students to actually get their feedback. the reviews that we do are very honest, and companies can expect that the exposure that they'll get will be second to none. We'll even send them out to celebrity clients to give them a go, really. But it's we give every single person that gets in touch with us a chance.
So if you're taking control of the hardback, who looks after the online magazine? Is it the same? Do you do both?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it just parts of the actual hardback that you put online? Do you basically copying onto it, or is it slightly different, or is it exactly the same?
No, exactly the same. So whatever you'd get as the hard copy, you'd get as the downloadable book.
So some people prefer online, don't they?
Absolutely.
That's
I mean, I personally, if I was to download anything, I have to copy it out. So you might as well just buy the print.
I mean, it's not just makeup artists, is it? I mean, is the whole magazine just purely on makeup, or is it?
No, not at all. You've got our celebrity columnist, who's a former Pussycat Doll, Carmeet. She's fantastic. She does our celebrity column. And she's, a day in the life of her. She's just had a child. And it's just, going through the kind of stardom and normal life. So we do have our celebrity side to that. Photographers, we want to know your camera, we want to know your settings, the lighting, etc. Just, as a makeup artist myself, I wanted to know all of these things from a magazine, and that's what you get. Hairdressers, how did they do that? It's not just a question of just crimping the hair. What products did you use?
Therefore, do you do step-by-steps?
Step-by-steps. Carla Powell is fantastic for that. She actually does photographic step-by-steps. She was in our last one. And that was fantastic, because it does give you a good eye of exactly what was done at what stage. A lot more editorial styles in at the moment, and that's also good to find out how high editorial content and how that's done. All behind the scenes. Model just doesn't get out of bed and look like that at all.
Don't they?
No.
I'm joking.
Well, I do. But some don't. But it's just the whole concept of the magazine is how it's done.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because looking in your magazine, it looks very sort of full and juicy of everything. I mean, how many people is in the whole team? I mean, obviously you're the boss with Richard, but who else? You must have people that work for you.
Oh, absolutely. We work.
Do you sleep?
Day and night. No, not very. I mean,
does Richard sleep?
No. Richard, bless him, does not sleep. No, not at all. I mean, we'll be having important meetings on Skype at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. It's all go.
I mean,
any other way.
So go back to, because Richard is such a lovely guy. I mean, he's so laid back, isn't he? It's almost like, okay, the guy might not sleep, but how does he stay so calm and collective? The guy is so calm.
Yeah, very rare does Mr. Sumner wig out, but if it's the highs and lows of any business. We talk things through, which is why we're such good friends.
Tell us some of your stories. I mean, who have you recently been working with? I mean, you told me one, didn't you? And sort of what happens next.
Yeah, we've been working quite closely with Kryolan. For anybody that doesn't know, Kryolan, that's a huge makeup company. I had the honour of going to Berlin to the factory, which had never actually been done before. And it was just fascinating how a big company like Kryolan actually make their products. It's a family-run business. The granddad still works there. We're very personal. We may be this big magazine, but there still primarily is me and Richard, and our team of David and our Lee. So there's,
So what does David and Lee do?
David is our technical wizard.
You have to have one of them.
Always. He does a lot of the website management of the magazine.
Huge part, yeah.
Huge. I mean, Richard's very busy with everything else. He's a technical wizard as well. But what he doesn't do, David does. And then Lee is our graphic designer for the pages.
You're a very small-knit community, but you do everything together, and you're
absolutely
a strong team, I think is what you're trying to say. Very strong team.
Basically, in a nutshell, Stuart, that'd be it. Very strong team, and we care about each other.
It's said that the UK is at an all-time high for new makeup artists. Why do you think this is?
There's a lot of makeup artists out there, and the ones that are standing out at the minute that are just willing to just go for it. You know, don't use your standard blusher. Use a blue eyeshadow as your blusher, and you know, you could be on a catwalk then.
Why is that?
London Fashion
Why
Week.
could you use a blue?
Why not?
Right.
You know,
I thought
just
you
a
were gonna come out with some
style.
amazing
No, not tricks of the trade there. You'll have to read FACEON for that shit. Get that in there.
I'll have to stop gaming, then I will.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just thinking outside the box, and makeup artists, any up and coming now, think outside the box and, you know, get your work out there, literally.
Now, I want to know a bit more about you, young lady.
Oh.
I want to know a bit about the Natasha, about the Natasha booth. So what do you do for fun? Let's take work. Let's sweep that to one side. I know makeup's your passion. I know that, and your hobby as well.
Yes.
Let's brush that to one side as well. What's your hobbies?
I'm not going to lie. I love going to the pub.
It's not honest. That's okay.
My
like
local pubs, you know, it's very much like Cheers. I've got my lovely Brad, who...
well, people don't know who Brad is,
Oh,
obviously.
Brad
so who's
is
Brad?
my other half. He's wonderful. He's my rock. He does support me because obviously you can imagine the hours that I work. My sister's got a little one, the first of us to have a child, little Maddie, and she's phenomenal. As a family, she's actually quite changed us quite a bit. She is the be-all and end-all of us now.
So, going back to your magazine, FACEON Magazine,
Yes.
who do you most respect in your industry?
Now, that is a tough one. Some magnificent people that we're working with at the moment. One that definitely springs to mind is a photographer, Mark Evans. He's actually in Italy at the moment, and he's just phenomenal. He's been published in probably the last 3 magazines. He actually now does, you know, shoots pretty much especially for FACEON, and you know, we hope to be doing a lot more work actually going to Milan next year.
It's a good plug for Mr. Mark Evans.
Yes, absolutely. He won't even be listening to this, bless him, immediately.
I want to get straight on to the next question, because we've got quite a few left yet.
Go.
Okay, so FACEON Magazine hits the newsstand next year. So this is quite an exciting question, actually. So it hits, is it March 2013?
That's
so
it.
What do you think the impact will be?
I can't control myself, to be quite fair. It'll be...
Control yourself,
yeah, I know, Miss Booth. It would be like seeing my baby on the shelves, which sounds wrong, but you know, this is mine and Richard's baby, and it'll be, you know, we walk into a supermarket, you know, a huge supermarket band, so very much so, and it's you know, seeing FACEON Magazine on the shelves, you know, you
Very
walk
exciting,
in and it's
absolutely,
there,
absolutely.
and it will like bang. The front cover is just going to bang right out there. Be amazing.
I mean, FACEON Magazine's got readers in over 30 countries.
Yes.
Why do you think this is? Do you think it's because, I mean, there's so many makeup artists out there, or just so many people, well, so many people into fashion, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, well done, 30 countries, sounds amazing to me.
Yeah, I know, and it's that in itself is phenomenal. I think it's the fact that there's such a market there. I mean, you know, everybody uses makeup, you know, every other person uses makeup, and it's whether you're a makeup artist or you just love finding out on tips and tricks, etc. It's the magazine, and
okay, so someone's heard this. Okay, someone's heard you talk now, okay, they think, I want to try FACEON Magazine.
Yeah.
What do? You go to the website, okay, and when you're on the website, can you try a bit for free? Can you sample it? Can you look at the pages? Do you have to pay for it straight off? How does it work?
You can actually have a little sneak peek which will come up. So, you know, we do try and make sure that even try before you buy.
Absolutely.
And so you can then either download it or, you know, purchase the hard copy.
So the whole magazine is such a big brand, isn't it? Or becoming a big brand, so very important.
Is. And quite quickly now.
But it always seems it's quite quickly, but you've worked your bum off for about 6 years.
Very,
so,
very
do you know what I mean?
so, yeah.
It seems like it's all happening all of a sudden.
It'll be a whirlwind now, won't it?
Yeah, well, I think it will. I mean, everything's slow to begin with, isn't it? And all of a sudden, people kind of think you make it overnight, but you don't really, do you?
Oh, absolutely not.
You work so hard for many years, and then, you're right, the things just speed up, and before you know it, you're everywhere, and everyone's talking about FACEON. I mean, to buy a copy or to visit FACEON's website, it's www.faceonmagazine.co.uk. My pleasure. Well, thank you, Natasha, for the lovely insight to FACEON Magazine. So we're going to tune in next Thursday. Hopefully you'll tune in next Thursday at 6 to 7 p.m. at the interview room with me, Stuart Phillips, on Guest Radio.